you don't even know. You know, this is like, this got Netflix all over it. I'm telling you. You know, HBO Max and Netflix, they're going to be battling it out over She Ain't Got Time for That.
Big Bear Mountain, a weightlifting competition, a stockbroker, 6 sisters, a plane crash, 3 pennies, gambling addiction, Friday at midnight, benefits of hard work, a man on the run, and lastly, this piece of dialogue, she ain't got time for that. Again, you don't have to use all 11.
Okay. You know, I've actually seen some movies about these things.
All right.
Let's see. Well, you know, a lot of these are really classic, and I mean, I'm almost inclined to like string many of them together into like to string some of them actually into like one. But I don't think I'll do that. So like, if I were to like take something like gambling addiction, I don't really think that that is a cause or an effect, so to speak. So you'd have to kind of develop a cause and effect around it. So you'd have like something like a a police officer with a gambling addiction. Must must resolve his debt to a notorious gangster.
Okay.
By murdering his partner.
The officer's partner or the gangster's partner?
No, the cop's partner.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So what that what that creates is a cause and effect. It's not, the cause is resolving his debt. You know, it's not the gambling addiction. The gambling addiction is his I forget what it's. There's actually a name for it. I want to say misbehavior, but I don't think that's the correct one. It does not. It may predicate the cause, but it's not a part of the cause. The effect is that he has to kill his partner, which is kind of effed up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how that one would work. A Man on the Run. There's so many men on the run movies. You know, it's like things that always happens. You know, it's like the big cliche. A man on the run after a bank heist. After a bank heist.
And this is not the officer?
No,
This is different.
completely
Okay.
different.
Okay.
After bank heist. I'm stuck here. After a bank heist, I want to say, but I don't think it's going to work. Must reconcile. This is dopey. With his daughter. Who ultimately turns him in.
Okay. It's getting interesting. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's take another one. 3 lucky pennies. No, or 3 pennies. Retrieved from the bottom of a fountain. Bottom of a fountain. Bestow 3 wishes. That reverse into curses. Ba-da-da-dum. Um, let's see. A weightlifting competition turns into weightlifting competition. There's another element that needs to be in there because there's no real cause established. A weightlifting competition. A weightlifting competition That's because it needs a bodybuilder entering a weightlifting competition. Meets his lifelong idol, and has conflicted the long premise feelings competing against him after learning, this is a drama, of course, he's fighting cancer. What you want to do is you want to learn to make that shorter for you kids out there. Alrighty. Friday at midnight, a young, what's he do? A young high school dropout. In the 1950s, discovers his purpose. Fridays at midnight. Drag racing. At the local street. Drag racing on the off streets of his small town. There you go. Let's see. What else we got here? Let's tackle She Ain't Got Time for That, because that one's just weird. That one's just odd. She ain't got time for that. A TV comedian is haunted by the role she played on screen. And becomes violently ill every time a fan utters her famous catchphrase. Catchphrase. Actually, I'm going to write this one. She ain't got time for that. You don't even know. You know, this is like, this got Netflix all over it. I'm telling you. You know, HBO Max and Netflix, they're going to be battling it out over she ain't got time for that. No. All right. Let's see what else is here. A stockbroker. Trading in high finance on Wall Street. Starts selling shares. Man. We'll just go from really fantastical. Starts selling shares in the afterlife. Done. Six sisters. Six sisters spelunking.
I'm sorry, what does that mean?
Oh, it's cave diving.
Oh, okay. Oh, whew, all right. I wasn't sure where this was going. Okay.
Nether regions.
Oh, right. We want to keep it a Disney movie. So, okay.
Six sisters spelunking.
Okay.
Get trapped in and losing oxygen. Must soon come to the decision of who lives or dies before someone rescues them. Someone rescues them.
How many do you have left of our 11?
1, 2, 3. Wow, I did all of them.
Great.
Okay.
Can you combine the remaining 3 into one logline?
Yeah, I'll try. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, this is pretty set up for me right there, to be honest. This one, it does have a cause. In Big Bear Mountain, the survivors of a plane crash, it's writing itself, must save the injured through, I'll just make it simple, through the benefits of hard work and cooperation. Dun, 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 dun.
So which logline is your favorite that you've created?
Oh, that's
And why?
easy. That one's easy. It's a TV comedian is haunted by
Okay.
a TV comedian is haunted by the role she played on screen and becomes violently ill every time a fan utters her famous catchphrase, "She ain't got time for that." That's a winner.
And why does that resonate so much for you?
Well, it's not so much that it resonates. That's not at all why it resonates. The nature of a log line is a couple of things, and these many of these, if not all of these, and I was having fun, violate pretty much the strict rules of a log line, and one of those is brevity. A log line should be concise. That one's not so concise, but it does the other thing a log line should do. It grabs your attention. So technically, a log line is something that if you're over conversation, over dinner, you can say casually to your dinner guest or to whoever it is, or even if you're pitching it over dinner, and you can just let it roll off your tongue, and it have a sort of ring to it, you know, and a ring and a verisimilitude, you know, then usually or hopefully someone responds to it like, oh, well, that's nice. Well, that's interesting. I'd like to see that, you know. It's the thing that sort of makes you go, I want to know more. And that's really the objective. That's the purpose of a log line, because it. I mean, well, okay. I'm gonna back that up too. The log line also helps you design your screenplay. That is one. That's another purpose you can use it for. But at the end of the day, when you're done with your screenplay and you've refined your log line and you make it concise, you need to be able to give it to the world and use it as a hook.
So a lot of the log lines that you came up with, you said they were too long, especially the one that you really loved, that it's got to be shorter. So if we were going to take, let's say, the log line for Fargo, I know you said you liked the Coen brothers' work.
Yeah, I love them.
Or A Serious Man or something. Like what how would we shorten that down? Because that would be hard. A Serious Man, that would be kind of difficult to have a shorter long line with that. I don't know.
I mean, if you look at, if you know, there are smarter men than me that have defined the log lines for those films, and you can look them up, you can Google them, and they're very brief. Actually, I've read one for A Serious Man, and it is kind of brief. If you want to borrow the allegory from something else to describe like movies like that, it's usually, you know, it's not, you don't have to reach too far. Like what is it? A Serious Man's like a cancer diagnosis leads to a journey of discovery for a man that often considered himself invisible and now comes to a sense of rebirth. You know, I mean it's pretty simple, you know, and what it is like, and if any writer or writer who's a reader, I would say, is like when they see a movie like A Serious Man, or they are familiar with the script A Serious Man, they'll go, well, this is just the Odyssey by Homer. You know, it's the same thing, you know, and believe me, the Coen brothers knew it was the Odyssey by Homer as they were writing it. It's kind of a blatant.
Who was Psy in the Odyssey?
I don't know, but I think maybe I would say he was the Cyclops. They've returned to the Odyssey again and again. They actually did an explicit interpretation of the Odyssey with "O Brother, Where Art Thou?" "O Brother, Where Art Thou" is the Odyssey beat by beat. Remember John Goodman at the tree with the patch on his eye? He is the Cyclops.
Mm.
So yeah.
And so with this, what would be the title for this comedian who's really just repulsed by this famous role that she's known for, and all the fans want to repeat it to her? What would you call it?
Oh, well, it's in the log line. It's the catchphrase. She ain't got time for that.
Okay. And why does that make her ill? Why does she not like that role?
Well, it makes her violently ill, like physically, in the way I would foresee it. So like, she would have actual physical reaction. She would convulse. And it would become progressively worse and manifest itself in probably some very gruesome, strange way. And take it to its inexorable extreme. So have fun with it. It's a very humorous premise, and I enjoyed it. I rarely actually write things like that, but I do find those kind of things entertaining. And what I end up doing is usually this is like I take things like that and I make them quite serious along the way. That's why I like the Coen brothers, because they're satirists in a serious way quite often.